Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy 4th of July, and I've got a treat for you here today. I'm giving you the top 5 running backs for fantasy football 2025, counting them down from 5 down to the number 1 running back for fantasy football and the first overall pick for fantasy football 2025. And stay to the end. I'm going to give you a name that's outside the top 10, well outside the top 10 in the rankings at the running back position that could easily crack the top 5, a name that people aren't telling you that could actually crack the top 10 on this show at the end. So a bonus one at the end. So I'm excited to dive in. Happy 4th of July. Hope you guys are out there barbecuing, enjoying the day. There's no football today, unfortunately. They should do a specific game just for the 4th of July. Just have everybody come out. Now, they're probably not going to be in shape because we haven't had training camp yet. Training camp starting in a week or two. But it would be nice to see a game on the 4th of July, a football game, that is. So, unfortunately, we don't get that, but it is what it is. Now, today I'm kind of skipping the news. There really isn't much, in the news. And Breaking Brad has a day off. He's like, 4th of July, Joe, I'm not coming in. I'm having a few drinks by the pool, and we know he likes to have a few drinks, that guy. But hopefully he comes in sober tomorrow into the studio because we're going to continue on with the content here. But if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys do smash that thumbs up. It takes a fraction of time. Happy 4th of July. What are you doing today? Drop it below. Let's make it interactive. Where are you and what are you doing today? I want to drop it below. Interact with each other. Talk amongst each other. Hey, I'm from Illinois. I'm from Indianapolis. I'm from Florida. I'm from Cali. Why don't you guys talk to each other? Maybe you guys can network, right? We got some network. Maybe you guys can start a league together. In the comments, drop your location, drop what you're doing today. Hope you guys are having a good day. Smash that thumbs up. Takes a fraction of time. Also, I got a deal today, only today for the next 24 hours. Use code USA and get a massive deal on 16 rounds. Use code USA. Save 30% on the 16-round draft solution. I've linked it below. Smash your leagues this year with the 16-round draft solution. It'll put you light years ahead of the sheep. Grab it, secure the solution, secure the championship, principal cheat sheet, optimal players, sleepers, late round steals, everything you need to crush your league. Grab 16 rounds, use code USA, save 30% today. All right, let's dive into these running backs. We're going to count them 5 down to 1, and then I'm going to be off here. I got some stuff to do today with the family. It is the 4th of July, of course. All right, so let's go through this. Fantasy doesn't stop. There is no vacation. Fantasy above all, okay? We got number 5 here. I got Kyren Williams. Now, he is not the consensus, aka the Consheeps' top 5. He is sitting as RB12. Why do I love him? Well, first and foremost, it is a contract year for him, okay? Last year, he proved that he can take the workload. 3rd in rushing attempts. I love volume running backs. It's a rare breed to get a guy that's going to get 316 attempts. Now, assuming he doesn't get that, maybe they lighten his load a little bit, he's still going to be the workhorse guy. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's one of the best running backs in the game, but he's under the radar. He's one of those guys that flies under the radar, and he shouldn't be because he's a great talent. Like I said, 316 rushing attempts, 1,299 yards, 14 touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns, just over 4.1 yards per carry. We want to get that up, Kyren, a little bit. But overall, we can't really complain because you absolutely crushed it. You finished 7th amongst running backs in fantasy points last year, and they didn't draft anybody else that's going to be a threat. You look at a guy like Blake Corum last year, drafted with relatively high draft capital, was not a threat to Kyren Williams. He still maintained his role. They added some depth at the running back position, but not enough that's going to come in and take the workload from him, okay? So I see him finishing as a top 5 guy, and I love the talent. He was on the show last year where I was saying, oh, you're a little biased. He was on your show last year. Oh, listen, I like the guy. I think his mentality's up there. He's got that dog mentality, and I think he's going to continue to thrive. Now they've added a new receiver. You guys may know him. He's got a name of Devontae Adams, continuing to stretch the field. Let them focus on Puka, healthy Puka and Adams, and it's going to open things up front for Kyren Williams all day. Tons of volume. Barring any injury, he's going to be a top guy this year, okay? We got next one here, number 4. Let's go through it. Now, this guy is probably the best running back in the NFL. Gibbs is the guy I'm talking about here. Why do I love this guy? I love the talent, man. And here's the thing. When you look at his first year compared to his second year, he saw a significant increase of 110 points. But I want you guys to be cautious here, okay? Here's what you got to be cautious about. He had 250 attempts last year, 182 in his rookie year. His yardage, 1412, and his rookie year, 945. So he's up. His touchdowns are up, 16 touchdowns to 10. Now, partly is because he played the full season. He missed a couple games, all right, in his rookie season. So you got to take out 2 games. That's huge. And then Montgomery was out like week 14 and on. So he saw more of a uptick. So assuming he plays the full 17 games again and Montgomery gets hurt again, you're going to see these numbers. But if Montgomery stays healthy and Jahmyr Gibbs misses a few games, you're looking under 1,000-yard season rusher, because I saw this in the rookie year and I was saying, well, he got better. They can use him more. Yes, he's still a safe running back. The problem I have, and I've said this before with Jahmyr Gibbs, is the fact that Montgomery is going to be on the field way more than I need to see him, right? You're looking at 200 attempts gone from Montgomery off the table. Now you're saying, well, Joe, they run the ball a lot. I think they're going to use Jameson Williams a lot more. I think they're going to throw the ball a lot more. They got Laporta, who has had a down year last year, is going to get an uptick a little bit this year. People that trend down tend to trend up the year after. But it's going to be interesting to see how well Jahmyr Gibbs does, because he is the best running back in the NFL. If Montgomery was there, this guy would be shattering every single record when it comes to running back stats. I'm going to keep saying it, okay? Number 11 in attempts, though, last year. I want to see that go up. Like 250 attempts is good. I need a guy that's going to be number 2, 3, 4 in attempts if I'm drafting him in the first round. Not a guy that's number 11 in attempts with a guy coming off a year where his backup was injured most of the year, right? His committee workhorse was injured. If he was 11th in attempts last year, a healthy Montgomery is going to really shoot him down. Was he going to be 15th, 20? Are you willing to draft a guy in the first round that's going to be 20th in rushing attempts? And yes, he can make it up in the receiving game, but I still have a problem with Jahmyr Gibbs with Montgomery there. It's not something that is appealing to me. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. And I'd rather have Ashton Genty, which we'll talk about in a second. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next one here is, number 3, Saquon Barkley. Now, I have no stock in Saquon Barkley. I've done a ton of best ball, high stakes best ball leagues. I've got 11 of best ball leagues that are high stakes. And I've got a main money league, which is my big high stakes league. And I've got no Saquon Barkley, 0. And a big part of that is I'm kind of avoiding him. And the main reason is that peak year. Never has a running back finished 2 years on top. All right. Now, he did finish second in fantasy points last year, you could say, but he was still the top running back. Let's be honest, 2,000 rushing yards, 345 attempts. Like, that's phenomenal. His fantasy points were slightly under Jahmyr Gibbs, like not by much, by 7 to 8 points to give or take, right? He had 355 fantasy points. Okay. Now, here's the problem I have with him. A running back coming off a pinnacle year, the last time anyone did it was Priest Holmes in 2002, 2003. I know I sound like a broken record, but you got to take a look at history. This is a rare anomaly for a running back to finish 2 years on top. So when I look at a guy like Saquon Barkley, I'm like, okay, pinnacle year, Super Bowl hangover, Madden cover. Now, I did just post a video of him training. He does look focused, and the situation is still great for him. Like, nobody's going to steal volume from him. Nobody. He's still going to be the guy. That is good. All that going for him. A couple things not going for him, that pinnacle year, historical data, and of course, the fact that, Hurts is going to get a lot of the goal line work, right? With the tush push still staying implemented. Also, I was reading reports that they're saying that they're going to lighten his workload, meaning they're going to implement more other positions into the game, right? So they want to lighten his workload. He touched the ball way too many times. They want to implement tight ends. They want to throw more. It's going to be different. So I see a regression regardless. How much of a regression? We don't know. But I just know that a season like that cannot happen again. So I'm passing on him. I love the talent, love the opportunity, love the depth chart. There's nobody else there. It's just I've seen running backs completely fall off the cliff after pinnacle years like this. And injuries just happen. They just happen because you run so many times. It's kind of inevitable, right? So I wish the best for him. I love his work ethic. The guy's found God now. Good for him. Devoted Christian now. I love that. But I love him as a person, whatever. I don't know him, but I love his personality, like good work ethic. But as a fantasy guy coming off a pinnacle year, I'm going to have to pass. Okay. Number 2, And this guy could easily be number one is Ashton Genty, right? Now, why do I like this guy? Listen, I like uncertainty with upside. All right. But if you look at the situation that he's in, he's got zero competition. He's going to be the workhorse. Now they're saying they're going to work Mostert and all these other guys. They got to say that because imagine they come in, right? You're the head coach. You meet with your team and you're like, hey, running back crew, you guys aren't touching the ball. It's just going to be the Genty show. So unless he gets hurt, Mostert, you're not touching the ball. Like, what would that do to the work ethic of the backup running backs? It would just completely deflate them, right? They'd be like, who's this rookie coming? I don't get to touch the ball. I'm a veteran here, right? They can't just come out and say that Genty's going to be the guy without, the other guy's got to work, right? And they also got to push Genty to do a good job. So he needs a little bit of competition to kind of light a fire under him. But listen, I love the talent. 300 plus opportunities, attempts is really not off the table. I think he's going to eat. Genty, I've got him in all my leagues. I don't care. Most of my leagues. If I'm drafting early, I'm probably grabbing Byjan. If I'm round pick 6 and after, I'm definitely getting Genty. And the opportunity is there. The talent is there. Ultra elite. They don't draft a guy in the first round and just put him on the bench. That would be a shame, right? We had Denver just come out and say they wanted to grab him. They just couldn't afford to get him. They would have made him a workhorse there. But Ashton Genty, special things. We've had running backs come out, guys like, who is it? Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round. I was telling you, don't draft Helaire, and he ended up busting. So there's running backs that come out and bust, but I don't think that this is the case. I think this guy's ultra elite. He's ultra special and he's going to get a ton of volume in a new revamped offense. Exciting things for Ashton Genty this year. Can't wait, okay? And then number one, again, make sure you stay to the end here. I do want to talk about a running back that I absolutely love that could crack the top 5, okay? Number one is Byjan. To me, it's clear. The big thing with him is he solidified his role. There's no competition, right? Algier is not even a factor at this point. 304 attempts last year. Love the volume, right? Solidified his spot, no committee, tons of volume. Had a good year last year. 14 touchdowns on the ground, 1,400 plus yards. Amazing stuff. Knock on wood, extremely durable. I love that. New quarterback in play. They've only got one good receiving option in Drake London, which means more opportunity for Byjan to get work. I love everything about the situation and Byjan, okay? And between him and Genty, I'm torn. And I just feel a little bit safer with Robinson compared to Genty, but it's up to you guys to make that decision. But those are the 1-2 running backs. Clear cut. Byjan is a workhorse. And when I say workhorse, I mean like nobody's going to be touching the ball. 304 attempts for Byjan. He's going to eat. No committee. And I would say, honestly, clear-cut first overall pick. And I see so many people going Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is coming off an astronomical pinnacle year. Decline is imminent for Jamar Chase, who just got paid, who's out there racing in the back roads of Kentucky. If you haven't seen my Insta, make sure you guys are following my Insta, turn on the bell. Right? He's out there racing. So I don't know, man. I just feel like he's like, yeah, I got all this money now. I got paid. I don't know, man. He's really good. I just see a major decline for Jamar Chase. I don't think he's worth the 1.01. I would give it to a running back for sure. You want to secure the most scarce position because there's committees everywhere, right? So Byjan, number one. Now, I did mention to you that I'm going to give you a guy that's going to crack the top 5, maybe even top 10. The guy I'm talking about here, I love him, is Caleb Johnson. He's literally got no competition in Pittsburgh. Now, I did see a video of Jalen Warren pulling like a soccer goalie net, this big barred net, and he's running with it. The guy is desperate. The guy knows he's lost his job. It's going to be Caleb Johnson. And based on the volume that he's going to get, I'm looking at a 280 attempt floor for the rookie Caleb Johnson in Pittsburgh. I'm excited for him. And he is a guy that you can get right now in the 6th round that's going to be a workhorse. And it's so funny because you got guys like Harvey, who I love, and I love Caleb Johnson. And, I love a lot of receivers. And guys like Brian Thomas Jr. and Ladd McConkey, nobody was talking about him last year. Now everybody's riding him in the early rounds. You got to find the value later. And that's what you do in the 16-round draft solution. You want to make sure you get these guys, these gems that have massive upside for immense value in like the 5th, 6th round for a Caleb. I'm getting him in 5th rounds everywhere. And the opportunity is there. They got rid of Najee, who sucked, and Warren couldn't beat Najee. So what makes you think he's going to beat the better Caleb Johnson? It's not going to happen, okay? So exciting things for Caleb Johnson this year, exciting things for fantasy football running backs this year. It's going to be an exciting year. There's going to be a lot of surprise at this position, but you definitely want to, when you are drafting, when we're talking fantasy football draft strategy, you want to secure the running backs early. You can wait on wide receiver. Believe me, you can wait on wide receiver. I said this last year, Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr. absolutely crushed it. You can wait on wide receiver. Load up on those running backs. All right. Top 5 running backs. There's some fantasy football running back rankings for you. Subscribe, thumbs up, drop a comment below. Drop it. Where are you from? Comment below. Make it interactive. What are you doing today, July 4th? And go grab 60 rounds. Use code USA to save 30%. Have yourself an outstanding 4th of July. Talk soon.